Good Tuesday night. Welcome to BCP Live. And actually, you know what? It's Wednesday night. I have that so set in my brain to say Tuesday night, and I got it out anyway. Good Wednesday night. Welcome to BCP Live. Happy 2024, as this is our first time to get to visit live on BCP Live 2024. I have a special guest tonight. I'm going to enjoy getting to visit with Dr. Mike Simulescu here in just a moment. I wanted to say really quickly, welcome in. And whether you're watching this live or if you are watching this rebroadcast a day or two after, lots of good things to talk about tonight. And definitely, I want to hear what Dr. Mike has to say. So, Mike, let me bring you in right now. You do a number of things for our town. You own Texoma Pediatrics. You have a great staff there. I always enjoy stopping by too. I want to let you know up front, if any of your staff are watching, they're always friendly to get to visit with when I come in and say hi, and I think they're wonderful people. So I just want to give them a shout out really quickly while we're on the air. But not just that, but you're also a member of the city council. And I wanted to talk to you first about what is going on there. I'm sure folks like to hear what's happening. Everyone, I imagine, has an opinion, but you're actually living this out. And tell us really quickly what's going on in the realm of the city of Durant right now.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on the show tonight, and I appreciate the kind words about our staff. We do try our best to uh, provide good customer service to our patients and our families, so we do appreciate that. As far as Durant City Council, big things that have happened over the last month. We have finally concluded our search for a city manager. Some folks were wondering why it was taking so long. Really, it's a process to go through applications and interviews. Even though we use the company to do so, we still have to go through qualified candidates and do some interviews to make sure that we are doing right by the people of the city of Durant. And we did select a city manager. Her name is Pam Polk. She is out of Collinsville. She's been a long time city manager in Collinsville, and she's done a wonderful job there. We feel like she has the experience and expertise to lead our city forward over the next couple of years to kind of do those cultural changes we had talked about previously. So we are excited about that. So that's a big step in the right direction for our city of Durant, the direction that the council wants to take the city. So we're glad to have that behind us.
Yeah, that's a big deal, and I know that's not an easy task, and it's not something that you just look out and say, hey, listen, we're just going to randomly pick somebody. And I think from my perspective, this is I don't give my opinion all the time on this, but I would say, you've looked around. It's not just a good old boy thing. You found someone qualified, brought him in from out of state, as a matter of fact, too. So a fresh set of eyes, I would imagine.
Yeah, actually, Collinsville, Oklahoma, which is near Tulsa.
Okay.
But yeah, from a different part of the state. So I agree with you. An outsider perspective to deal with some of the problems that we have currently.
Okay, yeah, and I apologize. I know that I've covered high school football in Oklahoma long enough to know Collinsville is there's one here as well. So anyway, that having been said, then there is a vote coming up, and it is now less than a week away. So tell us a little bit about this. We have an election coming up here in February.
So this is a repurposing or an extension of an existing half-cent sales tax. It's actually 2/4 cent sales taxes that are supposed to sunset in September. One was for the sports complex, and one was for the Southeastern basketball arena and football stadium. Those have in September have reached their purpose, and we would like to extend that additionally for 25 years for uh, infrastructure. And what I mean by infrastructure, I mean roads, water lines, sewer lines, and storm water as well. We have a great need over the last 20 years and continue to have with these situations here in our town. And as we grow, uh, this money would be helpful in preparing for that growth and also fixing the things that we currently have trouble with fixing over the last couple of years that we've had.
Now, let me ask you then about that, because that it's an interesting take, and just to clarify, it's not an additional either quarters or half cent, as the case may be. It's just extending what we have been paying already. So no new taxes to pardon. I'm going to borrow a phrase from George H.W. there,
Sure.
but there really are no new taxes from that standpoint. With the structure the way it was before then, as it was set to be utilized for the sports complex and for Southeastern's arena, money couldn't be used then. I'm asking you, I don't want to lead that question. Could that money not be used then for infrastructure because it was set aside for another purpose? Is that correct?
So the original quarter cent sales taxes that were passed were intended just for the sports complex and the Southeastern project. So as you say, they were not able to be used for other things. This, on the other hand, would be set aside for infrastructure improvements. So it would be specified just for those purpose.
Okay, yeah, and I did want to clarify that, and then forgive me because I certainly didn't want to lead the question there. So I thank you for letting me rephrase that. Then, with that in mind, as for a sales tax, then it's something that is it's something that more than just the people of the city of Durant or even of Bryan County would take on the burden of that too, because it's not just like a property tax. I mean, this is something that anyone who spends money within the city, whether it be residents or the tourists and people who come to town for different reasons. Is that a good way of looking at it?
I think for sure, and that's kind of a good way of looking at it. That's actually how you're supposed to look at it. It's a broader base, so everybody pays into it when they shop into town. So people that come visit from out of town, they use our roads and our uh, water, use our facilities, would be paying in when they buy something at the gas station or at the Walmart or wherever, whatever store they're shopping at. So I think it broadens the base and everybody has to put into it, not just the citizens. So I think that's exactly what it would do. So it also encourages as we grow and our commercial base grows, that amount of money, that pot will get bigger. Currently, conservative estimate is about $2.6 million a year in collections, about 65 million over the 25-year sales tax, potentially higher than that as we grow. But we have to be on the conservative side, so that's about what we are anticipating coming in. It's not a, so what you, very important to reiterate, it's not a property tax, so your property taxes will not go up. It's not a bond issue, so it's not, we're not approving that we're going to take $65 million right now and spend it. This is a 25-year period of investment as the sales tax comes in that we're going to use. Now, there may be some times that we will need to borrow for bigger projects and we'll pay those back as we go, but it's not a, we're going to take $65 million this year and put it into something. This is a investment over a 25-year period. And I think that needs to be made clear because a lot of people are misunderstanding. It's not a bond, it's not a property tax, it's an extension of that sales tax that we have. And it's going to be a 25-year investment. It's not going to be a one-shot type deal.
Oh, I appreciate you clarifying that, because that was another question too. Is it available all at once? Obviously, from what you're saying, not necessarily. If there were a need, possibly, but as it stands, we would, as a city, spend it as it comes in.
At
Did I
least,
restate that correctly?
so I think we'll probably, at least for the first, for example, like Main Street is a priority. That will probably need some extra borrowing and then paid back. But we wouldn't be borrowing the full amount of what
Yeah.
we expect to come in 25 years in the first year. It would be kind of as projects arise. If we need to borrow some, we will, and then pay it back over time. And then so that we continue to have that availability and over the next 25 years to use it towards infrastructure improvements.
Okay, I think I understand that. Well, thank you again for clarifying all of that, and I appreciate you coming on with me tonight. We're not done yet, by the way, Dr. Mike, but I appreciate you coming on with me and letting us talk about this. This is then Tuesday, February 13th, correct?
Yep, polls I think are open at 7 and they're open till 7. And then there's also early voting. So Tuesday, election day, it's going to be at your regular polling place. The If you want to early vote, starts tomorrow. It'll be at the courthouse, 8 to 6, Thursday and Friday. So at the Bryan County Courthouse. So plenty of opportunity to vote for this. So just to kind of, so like I said, early voting 2 days, tomorrow and Friday, and then the election day on Tuesday.
I wanted to ask one more question of you on this because in bond issues like school bonds that are out there, they have to be passed with a 60% in favor of that. Is that the case with something like this?
We only need a majority, as far as I understand it, so 50% plus one voter to pass this.
All right. Well, Dr. Mike, then, as we've learned a little bit about our city, and I appreciate that, I really want to give you an opportunity to talk about your business as well, because I know that it continues to grow since the last time we've had a chance to visit on the air. I mean, it was pretty much a brand new building right after that, and then you've been established in your place there on Bryan Drive for a little while.
Yeah, been about 3 years almost now on Bryan Drive, which has been kind of an exciting time. It flew by in a way. We have added a new physician, Dr. Daniel Kim. He's been there about 6 months now, and we're building his practice up. It's given us the opportunity to extend our services a little bit. For example, we have walk-in appointments now for sick visits. There's some walk-in availability during lunchtime now, and in the morning at between 8 and 8:30, which we didn't have previously. Plus, immediate. He's got a lot of appointments availability for checkups and things. So we have sort of expanded our service line a little bit. And as we grow here, it's exciting for us and exciting for the community, as especially during the sick season, gives our parents an opportunity to bring their kids in to see us or somebody in our practice, because there's a lot more availability. So we're excited about that.
All right. Well, one of the things that I've seen from you since the time that I met you, I think the first time I had a chance to meet you personally was at a Chamber of Commerce coffee network, which had another one of those this morning. That's always a good place to get to meet people around town, especially the business owners in town. It seems like you have a lot going on. Is there anything else that you have going on beyond just city council and, of course, Texoma Pediatrics? I would imagine that's probably enough, but I don't want to limit you. So do you have anything else that's happening?
No, I think that, I mean, that's big. Obviously, family time. Girls play soccer and basketball, so we're doing sports with the kids and just family time. I mean, some church activities and those type of things that we normally do. Kind of a lot of people do, but yeah, I mean, between work and the council, it takes up a little bit of time. But like I said, we've been blessed to do it, doing it for the town, doing it for our patients, doing it for our families, for my kids, just to make this place better. And I think, we're starting to move in that direction. This sales tax will extension would help in that. But like I said, we've been blessed to be here talking to you over the last year and kind of moving the city forward and the community forward. It's been an honor to do so.
Well, let me have you then tell us how people can get in touch with you. The physical location, I said Bryan Drive, but your actual address, and how do people reach out to you, whether it be to find out more about your business, or to get in contact to be there, or also to be able to reach you with a question about what you do with the city. How do they get in touch with you?
Absolutely. So if for our business, 430 Bryan Drive is our address. Our main phone number is 580-920-1980. You can also look us up on the internet at texomapediatrics.com and on Facebook as well. As for council vice mayor duties, you can look me up on Facebook at Dr. Mike Simulescu for Durant City Council, and get a hold of me that way. You can also call this. You can also email me at msimulescu@durant.org, and I do have a phone number, but I don't remember it off the top of my head because it's a Google Voice for that. But I can shoot that to you later.
All right,
So
and we
those
can
are those are the way. Or you can even contact City Hall and they can email me or get a hold of me that way. The city clerk will get a hold of us. So plenty of ways to get in contact with me. Not very hard.
Okay, if someone does want to reach out, they can. So I think that's something that. Well, I'll drop this one on there, Mike, if you can see this. But from somebody who also has many irons in the fire, Spencer Barnett says thank you for the community updates. And so yeah, he definitely has a lot of things going on just like you do. So Dr. Mike Simulescu, thank you so much for being with us tonight here on BCP Live.
Joey, I appreciate it. And anytime, like I said, we'll come back and talk some more. I always appreciate my time on here. Thank you very much.
It's a privilege, sir. God bless you. I'll let you go and spend time with your family, and we'll wrap things up right here. Dr. Mike Simulescu here on BCP Live. And thank you, by the way, everyone, for watching. Spencer, thank you for watching tonight, too. I appreciate that. And I wanted to let him go because, again, we're on a different night. That threw me off a little bit earlier, too. If you saw the intro, I've already wished you a happy Tuesday night. So, sorry, happy Wednesday night. Good Wednesday night to you. Hope you're doing well. Lots going on. It's spring, and there are so many things happening. Basketball playoffs are taking place this week. So be on the lookout for that. We'll talk about that on the Bryan County Patriot, give you scores and updates from all around Bryan County with the teams that are in the playoffs. Some more will join the playoffs as class A and B this weekend, class 2A and 3A and 4A after that. And then 5A, Durant High School will be in the playoffs, I believe, the week after that. So anyway, we'll keep you up to speed on all of that's going on. Did want to say thanks again to Dr. Mike. And it's been a while since I've had an opportunity to wrap things up because, again, this is our first time in 2024. So let me remind you really quickly because I think these are important things. Number one, very, very first thing, be wise, okay? And if you don't feel like you have enough wisdom, the Bible says that if you ask God for wisdom, he would give it to you and he wouldn't find fault in what you're doing. So be wise. Number two, do not walk in fear. And I am telling you that social media and national media will give you opportunities every single day. You don't have to look that far to find a reason to be afraid of something or to let fear creep up into your life. And I'm telling you, don't let it do it. Fight it. Fight fear in every way, shape, or form. And I have found this also to be of interest and you know, whether you have dealt with this or not, the more that I encourage you to fight fear, the more fear tries to come against me. So you know what? I'm just going to keep fighting it as well. Number three, walk in love. It's not always the easiest thing to do. I promise you. I'm at this point now, we've crossed into our 50s, and I have anyway. You may not have crossed into your 50s, but I'm telling you, it's not always the easy thing to do. It is always the best thing to do. I can restate that. Well, no, I liked it the way I said it. It is not always the easiest thing to do. It is always the best thing to do. So be wise. Do not walk in fear. Walk in love. And have a great Wednesday evening or whenever you're watching this. If you've been watching this live, thanks for being with us right now. If you've watched this on the replay and you're still watching now, you're absolutely a trooper. So thank you very much for watching it. God bless you all. Thanks again to Dr. Mike Simulescu, and have a great week.